How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, we need to look at the biggest trend in crypto over the coming couple years. Now, I think it's very obvious what it is, and we've had a lot of news in it recently, but some people still don't see the application. Some people don't see how big it can grow. And we do have some news from a couple huge companies here today with regards to this part of crypto. So we're going to talk about it. Also look at what some of the major investors in the space are selling and buying, and look at some other news in the market. So if you guys don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe button, I appreciate that. I think this is going to be great because we are going to look at some of the best ways to make money. Now, overall in the market right now, we are kind of down on the day. It's another day where we are down, and I don't know about you. Maybe it's because of the weather here or something, but this is just one of those days that you just don't really want to look at your portfolio. You kind of feel a little bit burnt out, to be honest, but I think this is one of those days where you have to keep on track. Don't give up on your investor thesis now. Just go try to get away from it for a little bit. Try to take a break, take a breather, go out for a run, whatever you can do, right? Have a little bit of fun. And this will pass. We are in a bear market. I mean, if you take the literal definition of a bear market or a crash or something like that, 20%, we're down 20% in almost every single crypto. So we are there. The question is, though, how long is it going to last? Because we've seen shorter and shorter bear markets recently. We've seen dips, but we come out of the dip stronger than ever. And I think we are still going to do that here. It's always darkest before the dawn, but let's take a look at why some of this might be happening, why we might be seeing so much red. Well, we have the Digital Asset Fund Flows Weekly Report. Now, before we get into this, I will say there is a link down there to BlockFi in case you want to make a steady income. You can get up to 9% on some of your stable coins, and they'll pay you up to $250 when you sign up and start depositing. So that will kind of even out some of the ups and downs. I know I have a good amount of money over there right now, and it does feel nice at the end of the month to get that deposit in your account. Now, digital asset investment products saw outflows totaling a weekly record of 207 million. So this is a massive amount of money flowing out. Now, again, keep watching the video because we'll get to some of the exciting stuff here in a second, but this is why we're seeing a lot of dips, I think. Bitcoin saw outflows totaling 107 million last week in what we believe was a direct response to the FOMC minutes, which revealed the US Federal Reserve's concern for rising inflation. Ethereum saw outflows of 39 million. So we had 107 from Bitcoin, 39 Ethereum, 37 multi-asset, 18 from Binance. Then we had a little bit going into Litecoin and Solana and Ripple, but not much else going on. So a lot of selling still this last week, but like we said, probably because of the FOMC minutes, which we could have already expected, or a lot of us already expected. Now, I do want to take 90 seconds to tell you about a sponsor of the channel. Keep in mind, there are timestamps underneath the video, but I think you should definitely stay through. So I don't talk about NFTs too much, but I did want to talk to you about a new NFT drop that is a sponsor of the channel, the Presidents. So you can see some of the artwork here. It's pretty cool. They're doing different things, kind of a groovy vibe with some of these presidents. But they're starting this, and you can mint for 0.3 BNB. So you connect your MetaMask, but they are also giving away some free money. So after you mint, if you get 19978, you win $10,000. Also, you can enter in a chance to win $250,000 in the first game. So they're working with War of Morale. And when you get these presents, you have to get a team of 3. They contribute to the offense, defense, diplomacy, and also luck. So you can win this 250 grand. Also, they have a referral system, so they're giving up to 600 BNB away. So if you refer someone else, you can get 10% of what they mint for. Now, keep in mind, there is a lot of risk when you invest in these NFTs and these new projects. So always make sure you do your research and you're only putting in money that you can afford to lose. And you can get a free NFT too. So if you're part of the first 1,500 people on the private whitelist, you can get one of the 250 bonus NFTs. If you buy 2, you get 1 free. Now, this is a pretty good deal if you can get it because it is 33% off now. So this deal starts on January 25th. And the list of 1,500 is almost full. So after that is full, they will randomly pick some of the lucky winners from that 1,500 participants. There is more information on this underneath the video. Thank you to the Presidents for sponsoring. Now, what is the biggest investment opportunity over the next few years? The metaverse. We have a massive amount of news from $70 billion buyouts to how Facebook is going to make money in the metaverse, to Walmart gearing up to enter the metaverse. And then we also have some big Coinbase news with their NFT platform. So stay through this to watch all this. But first of all, let's talk about Walmart. So they're gearing up to enter the metaverse. They had some patents, and they're likely to start their own NFT collection and cryptocurrency. So Walmart filed a total of 7 patents at the time, including 3 under its existing advertising division, Walmart Connect. They included patents to plan to create and sell virtual goods, including the likes of electronics, toys, appliances, apparel, and home decor. So looks like they might be able to set up your own house or something like that, be able to wear your own clothes, and then go shop through Walmart. You can see right here, this is the virtual experience that you're going to have at Walmart apparently. So you're going to be able to just pick up stuff in the store. Now, I don't know how many people will use this honestly, because I feel like this is thinking too small. Just walking through the aisles like you would normally. Now, I guess maybe you don't want to be just going searching on Walmart's website and typing stuff in. Maybe you want to actually walk through the store and see what they have, and then obviously they get it all ready for you and then you go pick it up or something like that. But it seems like this is the future, and even Walmart is getting in. I know a while ago we thought Walmart would be getting into crypto and buying crypto. Looks like they might possibly be doing that if they have their own NFTs. They probably will take Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies in return to buy these. Now, they are not the only company that is getting into them. We know that if Walmart's doing it, Amazon is probably going to be doing it too. This is from a couple months ago. They were posting hints about the company's web services preparing for crypto. So they had a job posting for a financial service specialist who understands the overall cryptocurrency and digital asset ecosystem. They've had other ones too, like this transform the way they transact digital assets. They're looking for a senior position that knew how to do that. And Facebook obviously has also been entering the metaverse. So those are 2 retailers, but taking a look at Facebook patent reveals how it intends to cash in on the metaverse. So they've made a huge investment. They're going to be spending $10 billion a year over the next decade into the nebulous and much hyped metaverse. So they are looking at a variety of different things. They include a virtual store where users can buy digital goods, items that correspond to real world goods and items. I mean, think about that. These different companies are going to be putting up ad space in these virtual stores, and you can go buy it. The business model is in the metaverse is commerce led, they say. Clearly, ads play a role in that. So they are also going to be looking at patents, or they also have patents that relate to eye and face tracking technologies typically collected in a headset via tiny cameras and sensors. They may be used to enhance a user's virtual or augmented reality experience. For example, brighter graphics or ensuring avatars mirror exactly what they're doing in real life, like even moving your mouth up. It will show on your user. So a little bit interesting. You think through some of the different things that they could use that for. Maybe they track they track your face when you look at different ads, and then if you seem like you're scowling at an ad or something, they change it, and then they really dial in on the kinds of ads that you like. That's just kind of my thinking on it. And they say that this patent lays out a system for tracking a user's facial expressions through the headset that will adapt social media content based on those responses, so making it very addicting. And instead of just looking at how long you're watching or reading something for, they can actually look at what brings you joy or what makes you upset and whatever keeps you on the platform longer. They're even talking about a wearable magnetic sensor system to be placed around a torso to body pose tracking, for body pose tracking. So this is kind of interesting when you think about all the different options. They want to simulate you to every skin pore, every strand of hair, every micro movement. The object is to create a global human cloning program. That's essentially what they're doing. So this is kind of futuristic, kind of dystopian. It's crazy to think of what they will be able to do with all this data. So Facebook obviously getting into the metaverse, probably bigger than any other company out there, but they do have a lot of cash. So we have Walmart, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft is gobbling up Activision in a $69 billion metaverse bet. So they're going to be paying about $95 per share. This was just announced today. This is going to be a huge bet on the metaverse and gaming. Nike has also gone into the metaverse with NFTs. Adidas has also gone into the metaverse, partnering with some of these brands like Bored Apes. Now Coinbase is also getting into the metaverse in a way because they, first of all, they offer metaverse tokens. Also, they allow you to buy NFTs, or they will here soon with their marketplace. And they just partnered with MasterCard, so that way you can use your card instead of buying Ethereum or some other cryptocurrency. You can use your card to buy some of these NFTs. Now, I haven't seen this done. Now, if you have, let me know in the comment section. They say the reason for this is because a lot of people don't think it's that simple or that intuitive. We think it should be much easier. That will ensure that NFTs can be for everyone. Getting more people involved safely and securely is perhaps the best way to help the NFT market thrive. So at first glance, I thought this would be probably not the best thing for the cryptocurrency industry because of the fact that people won't be going to buy Ethereum to go buy these NFTs. But when you think about it in a different way, that a lot of people will be coming in, it'll be much easier. And then if cryptocurrency is going up, they'll think, why don't I cash it out to Ethereum, which has gone up, 50% over the last 12 months instead of the US dollar, right? So more people are going to be able to get in. It's going to help. First of all, it's going to help Coinbase stock a lot. It makes me even more bullish on Coinbase's stock, but also it will bring more people into the space, which will get them more used to cryptocurrencies. I think NFTs are a little bit easier to understand than a lot of other cryptocurrencies. So it is something to consider how this is going to progress the whole crypto ecosystem with the fact that people can directly buy NFTs using US dollars, or at least they will be able to. I still don't have any kind of update on when this will actually go live. I still have not heard anything, but hopefully it is soon. We also have NFT-focused Animoca brands valued at $5 billion after $358 million raise. Now they are throwing this at NFTs, gaming, and metaverse sectors. Also, Mercedes-Benz is partnering with NFT artists to celebrate the G Series. So every company out there seems like they are getting into NFTs in some way or the metaverse. Now, I think it's easy to get distracted, easy to feel a little bit beaten down after we've seen so much red in the market. Like even on all this news about the metaverse, a lot of these metaverse tokens are beaten down. I think there is a lot of money to be made in the metaverse. The question is, where are you going to invest it? I've made my few bets. I've talked about them a lot on the channel. I'm not going to go over them again, but I have a couple metaverse specific tokens. Obviously, if you're into NFTs, you probably are going to be betting on Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, those types of layer ones. But if you feel like you are just beaten down too much right now, the market's too red, start looking at DeFi. In my opinion, I think there's a lot of money to be made there. Now, I'm not saying that gaming and all that stuff won't blow up, because I think it will. But DeFi is really interesting because it's profitable right away. Now, of course, there is risk in it. You have to look at the risk. You have to look at the reward. You have to do what you're comfortable with. But I think gaming is what everyone is turning to, or the metaverse is what everyone's turning to, and they're throwing a lot of money at it. And that's great. But if you're someone that wants to build wealth, maybe over the next couple of years, you can make a ton of money in DeFi, and it's a lot steadier. Like I talked about BlockFi earlier, 8 or 9%. And if you just keep that money in there, in stablecoin, obviously, you get paid that yield, and then you have that money in case there is some kind of dip in the market like we have right now. We also have opportunities like Anchor. I've talked about Anchor a lot on the channel recently, but you can see I keep on putting more money in there. I have $69,000. Now, that's not on purpose, just happened to be how it ended up, but I'm going to keep on putting money in this. It pays me, $37 a day, and it doesn't sound like much, but every couple seconds I get a couple more cents in here. And it adds up. It adds up day after day. This is a good amount of money. This is $13,000 of passive income, over $1,000 a month. And I realize that $69,000 is a lot for a lot of people. But You can build it up over time and it pays 19.5%. I have no affiliation with them, but I think that's a great opportunity and you still have the money on the sidelines. It's not like you're going to invest in an asset that pays 19.5% and it fluctuates a lot and it can fall down 50%. Of course, stablecoin can fall down. That is the major risk in it, but hopefully that doesn't happen. That's the thinking, that it's stablecoin, it will stay stable. That's the bet you're taking. So overall, I think we have to keep on track in the cryptocurrency market. There's still good news. There's still stuff happening in the background, but there are price fluctuations because of the market and because of what's happening in the world. I am bullish over the coming months. Let me be very clear on that. Over the coming months and over the coming years, I think there's going to be a lot of money flowing into cryptocurrencies. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. You can check out the link down below to President NFTs and to BlockFi, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.